Hello everyone. Okay, so it's time to explore the new weekly challenge, which is the Dream Challenge Part 1. I already started recording this and then my phone crashed because it ran out of battery. So here we go again. Okay, building blocks. Gather supplies, but be careful. Walkers are close by. Really interesting. There's a whole bunch of different enemy types. I wanted to show off Yumiko. With her really funky leadership trait. I'm bringing Eugene. He doesn't fit in with that, but he's part of my daily quest, so, you know, he's there. And since this has got a human, he might well come in useful anyway. Still. Let's get here, and here, and here. Okay, so lots of people were asking after Yumiko. Well, you just saw what she can do there. It's pretty crazy. She actually makes ranged characters really, really useful. When you get to much higher levels, you know, ranged characters kind of get outclassed by the close combat characters. There's not much denying it. But yeah, Yumiko kind of changes that a little bit. Let's see her skill in action. Bam, bam. Just a firing line. She just makes a mess of enemies that would normally take multiple hits, like humans or bruisers, anything like that. Oh, hey, look, we got a chance to do it again. Look at that. Bam. Just fantastic. Took out that big guy in one turn when it would have otherwise taken two. And every turn is important in this game. So, yeah, people have been asking, do you think that she's any good? My response is, yes. She's possibly the best shooter leader. I think she's fantastic when you combine her with Rick, because he can boost his skill up. Sasha, because she can get charges up. Princess, especially if you've got somebody like Sasha and they can cause those status effects. Hell judges, get to the exit but beware. Oh, this one's a little bit tricky. There's lots of dead ends. Well, not dead ends, but there's lots of sort of corners and places where you can't quite see. And there are explosive walkers everywhere. So that's kind of a problem. That's maybe a slight drawback of a character like Yumiko on a mission like this, because everyone's just gonna let rip with their firepower, and you might well accidentally hit an explodey guy when they're right next to you, and that's kind of a bad idea. You don't want things exploding in your face. Yeah, okay, I think there's 3 explodey guys. Oh, gotta make sure. Yeah, there we go. Got to make sure with Yumiko that they're, you know, your fellow shooty people have line of sight and can actually attack the walkers or whatever it is that you attack. Oh my gosh. Okay, that wasn't as scary as it kind of looked like it was going to be. But that's worth remembering. Yeah, there are some sort of cut-off bits here, tight corners, close quarters, things like that. Definitely melee characters kind of shine on that one. So if you're used to always taking ranged characters, that is a good chance to mix it up. Because, yes, if you shoot an explodey guy and he's right there, it's not a good look. Okay, speaking of shooting things and making them go boom. Aha, can we practice Yumi's skill? Yes, we can. Just so easy. I think that she is a better pick than Hilltop Maggie. Although she is great if you have a team with Hilltop Maggie and lots of non-standard walkers, because Hilltop Maggie can get 2 attacks. So you shoot with Hilltop Maggie, the other 2 shooters hit the same target, her leadership skill kicks in and she gets another attack, and that means that all of the other shooters in the team also attack. So you can get 6 hits from 1 action off of 1 person if you have Hilltop Maggie with Yumiko as the leader and another shooter. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so you saw what we did there. There's some big guys. There's some more tight quarters. Again, having close combat characters could be a good idea. You're going to get closed in on pretty quickly. Okay, we've done the daily challenge. So let's switch out Eugene for another shooty character. We're going to go with Magagi, just get that extra XP. Day at the office, lots of different enemy types here. So these guys, they come in waves. There are some big scary types that will eventually turn up. There's some speakers at the top of the room. I don't know why. So the theme of these missions seems to be some kind of, well, I mean, it says that it's sort of like a dreamy kind of setup. But to be fair, there's not a lot of that sort of displayed in the mission design. That episode, the mission that represents Michonne's last episode, where she is captured and seems to go on an ayahuasca trip, that episode and the mission on this game that sort of represent it, they did a really, really good job of sort of capturing that slightly strange, yeah, sort of psychedelic feel. These missions, I've got to admit, I do enjoy them, but they don't feel very dreamlike to me. So I don't know. I like the mission design, but they don't seem to fit in with that proposed theme particularly well. But anyway, free the survivors. Okay, so this one, it's worth bearing in mind you are rescuing some humies, but they can be attacked by the walkers. So you free them by hitting one of those switches at the back, but when they are free, they are not necessarily safe. So you've got to be really careful of that. Eat this. Just fighting a bit of a rearguard action there. Okay, great. We freed someone. Hooray. I think that when you open these boxes, it triggers... yeah, it triggers walkers. So I recommend opening one box at a time, dealing with the walkers that appear, and then moving on to the next one. This does have a threat counter. It's a slow threat counter, but it's a threat counter nonetheless. So you probably know that I like to take weapons that can reduce that. For example, these bows that I'm using. Now, this isn't on a difficulty where there's really that much of a challenge, but later on you do have to think, oh, come on, 2 gold boxes and I missed them. Okay, I never do this, but okay, kind of wasn't worth it, but I wasn't having that. I wasn't missing 2 gold boxes. Escape map. Go to exit, but choose your path carefully. Probably doesn't really matter that much, to be fair. Bless him. Yeah, oh, yes. What a great example of Yumi's powers. Yeah, you got an exit there. You got an exit here. I think that avoiding going through the door is quicker. And you don't have to take out these big scary guys. Not that they're that much of a threat to me at this difficulty level, but I think you're definitely better just taking the path of least resistance. You really are. So Yumi's skill doesn't kick in on Overwatch. That's worth pointing out. Not really had a great chance to sort of show it off. Maybe just the occasional bad guy here and there as I do this walkthrough. But you kind of get the idea anyway. And there we go. This is the path that I recommend you take. Simple as that. Just way less hassle. Okay. So there we go. That's the Dream Challenge. Some fun missions. Quite quick, quite fast-paced. None are too laborious. They kind of don't really fit in with the theme that well, but hey, that's okay. I'm kind of intrigued to see what Dream Challenge Part 2 is going to be like. Hopefully, it will be more dreamy and challenging, I guess. Anyway, as ever, thanks for watching.